The school day is going to look a little bit different during remote and flexible learning. The day is still going to have 4 classes or 3 on a Wednesday, the same as our normal timetable, but each class is going to be reduced from 75 minutes in length to 60 minutes. This will allow for what we call brain breaks. There are going to be 3 of these in the standard day, one between period 1 and 2, another between period 2 and 3, and then the final one between period 3 and 4. The purpose of these brain breaks is to allow staff and students to be able to reset for their next class. Some of the things that we're recommending people do are finish off the work that you might have been set during class and upload it for your teacher. Reset your Microsoft Teams, so log out of one class and then log into your next class. Refuel by having something to eat or drink. Rest, and what we mean by that is resting your eyes from your screen, so taking a screen time break. And lastly, recharge, and that might be where you get up, move around, stretch, you might even go for a short walk to make sure that you're ready for your next class. If you cannot log into Compass or your emails, there are 2 ways that you can seek support from our IT team. The first thing is to call our IT support line. The number is 8795 9422. Alternatively, you can send them an email at helpdesk@hpsc.vic.edu.au. There you'll be able to speak with someone who can help you to get reconnected to everything that you're going to need for remote learning. As a college, we'll be working as quickly as possible to get all students resourced with devices and working internet. If you do have a device, even if it is a little bit older, then we need you to be using this. If you do not have a working device or you do not have internet access at home, please contact the college so we can be aware of this and we can start to make arrangements. We've actually had this question from quite a few students. You don't have to wear your uniform, but we do expect students to be up and ready for their first classes, which start at 8:55 a.m. We also ask that students wear appropriate and respectful clothing. An example would be, we don't want to see you in your pajamas. Classes are going to look largely similar to what they do if you were at school. So the only difference is where you'll be meeting. We're asking for all students a couple of minutes before their formal class time starts to log in to Compass and to Microsoft Teams. Here you're going to meet with your teacher or check your lesson plan. You'll be assigned some learning activities to work on, and we're expecting you to be working on those during that scheduled class time. Your teachers will be available during that class time for you to check in with, and that might be to get feedback or to seek support or help if you get stuck. Towards the end of the lesson, your teachers will then direct you as to how they want you to upload or how they want you to view or submit your work. You'll be able to access your lessons the same as what you always have, and that's through your lesson plan on Compass. Each teacher is asked to upload their lesson plans prior to the start of the day so students know what they'll be working on for each class. Working remotely doesn't mean that you're working by yourself. Teachers will be available during your class times for additional help and support. That might look a little bit different. For example, that might be video conferencing with the whole class to explain instructions. It might be working with small groups of students who've identified they might be having some problems with a particular activity or need some help in the explanations or instructions. It could also be that you send a chat message to your teacher via Teams during that class. A really important part of learning is being able to check your work and also to be able to give you feedback so you know what you've done well, but also what sort of things you can improve on and how to improve them. Teachers will be asking to see evidence of your work during remote learning in a few different ways. The most common way is going to be asking you to upload your evidence of work as a Compass learning task. Sometimes they might ask you to do something simple, like take a photograph of your workbook, but your teachers will direct you, depending on the class, as to how they want you to submit your work to them. If a student is unwell and they are unable to engage with remote learning, then we're asking for parents and carers to log on to Compass and to register this absence the same as they would normally. If you cannot register that absence via Compass, then please contact the college to let us know that the student will be absent for the day. A very good question. Remote learning means that your learning can take place at any time. So your teachers will still set you some home learning or homework tasks from time to time. Your lesson plan will outline what your homework tasks are. If you have homework that has been set, then of course, yes, we are asking you to still complete homework. If you get stuck, you do the same things you would normally do, and that's reach out for help or support. There are a couple of ways that you might like to do this. The first one would be to email your teacher with your questions, and they'll be able to respond to you as soon as they can. That might take a little bit more time as we're working remotely. The other option might be to work with the people around you, and that might be to contact some of your friends or classmates via Teams to see if they can assist you as well. You could also use the chat function on Teams to reach out to your teacher for additional support. All students were asked to take home their essential items on the last day of Term 1. If, however, you have left something that you do need in your locker, then it's important that you contact the college before you come onto the school grounds. So please call through to the office to arrange a time to come in and collect things from your locker. We all have lots of questions, especially at the start of this time of remote and flexible learning. The most important thing is to read the information that has been sent out to parents, carers, and students. This is available via Compass. There are some guides for remote learning that explain the different roles and responsibilities, as well as answer some questions that you may have. So please make sure that you're checking those guides as a first port of call for information. There are also in that guide a list of people to contact. So depending on what your question might be, it gives you some suggestions as to who the best person or people are to email to get clarification. Lastly, if you can't get information from that guide or via email, then please make sure you contact the college and we'll do our best to respond to you as quickly as possible. Thank you very much for sending in your questions, and we look forward to seeing all of our students online.